When we asked you what you'd like to see on Beads Direct TV, quite a few of you said wire wrapping. So I'm going to show you how to wire wrap a pendant today. I'm going to show you how to do this with beadle on German style wire. And here's an example of what we're going to make. In the example we've shown, I've used the beginner kit, which contains both a half round and a square wire. Now if you're used to using craft wire, you're probably used to a round wire, and you can see this by looking at the end. If you look at the end of a half round wire, you'll see it has a flat side, and a square wire looks square. Now today I'm going to use the half round in silver, but I'm also going to use a fancy square, which looks like a square wire with two twisted wires. So we're going to use this turquoise slab pendant. It's sometimes quite difficult to know what to do with these, but they can look really beautiful when they're wire wrapped. To begin with, I'm going to take the square fancy wire, and if you're using a plain square wire, you'll use that now. Now make sure you've got just more than enough to go around the pendant. I'd be quite generous and cut 3 pieces of wire that same length. Now because the wire's been coiled, just use your hands to try to straighten it out a bit, make it easier to work with. Okay. When you've done that, roughly find the centre of the wires. You don't need to be too accurate here. Now take your half round wire, and you only need a few centimetres of this. Using the centre point you found, make sure the square wires are lined up next to each other, and then wrap around with the flat side of the half round wire against the square wires. And I would wrap around just about 3 times, just to hold the wires in place, and then cut off any excess. To make sure this is nice and neat, just get some flat or snipe nose pliers and make sure the ends are tidy. Now position this with that little rat at the bottom of the stone and try to gauge about halfway around the stone, so it's probably going to be a few centimetres up from your first wrap, and holding that point, get another piece of half round wire and wrap like we did before. So now do the same again on the other side of your central wrap. Try and make it about the same distance from the centre as the one on the other side. Now position the wires just loosely around the stone to see how they sit, and bring them together at the top. And now take some more half round wire to secure the top together. Okay, once everything's secure, place your wire back around the stone. Now this bit is quite tricky. Take your time to position the wire around the stone you're using. When you're ready, use bent nose pliers to pick up the top wire, and whilst trying to hold everything in place, bring it up over the stone. And do this all the way around. Then turn it over and repeat the same process to set the stone within the wire. So now the stone's set, all you need to do is turn it into a pendant. Take the two central wires and bend them back into a veil shape so you can hang your pendant. And then keep those in place with another piece of half round wire. Just use it to wrap them into position. And now you can either cut the ends off or use them to embellish the pendant. I'm going to use them for embellishment. So just using round nose pliers, just going to give them a few twists and turns. And the same can be done with these ends. I think I'll cut them short and just make a few curls at the top. So here's the finished pendant, and you can use this technique to set plenty of different semi-precious stones or even Swarovski crystals, and it looks fantastic.